find our mammogram tech. You will go to the back. She will capture all of your images and usher you back into the dressing room. You reclothe and you come back out the front side with our registration clerk and you exit the mobile. Once we collect your provider's name, those images, your images that are collected, are sent directly to your provider.
I used to have to go into the hospital, and when you go there, you're exposing yourself to all the germs and all the sick people, and so this is really nice.
No matter where you see us, if you see us, please take that 15 minutes to walk on and have the screening done, but we will accommodate to make sure that screening is completed that day.
I was told by my doctor once that as long as you have breasts, you should have a mammogram every year.
If it is detected that the patient does have cancer, BCCP will financially cover their cancer treatment. They will contact us directly and we will work and coordinate with them so that that patient can be seen regardless of their financial barriers, uninsured or high deductible.
Hey guys, we're at the foot of Washington Street here by Owens Corning. This is where the runner's going to be coming through here. The finish line's up there. Now last year we were down about a block and a half from the start, and of course it's great for talking to walkers, things like that, but what happened was after the walkers went through, there's really nothing we could show you, so now we're going to be this is going to be a great spot here in about an hour and a half when the runners are coming through. Coming around here, this is the road that the runners and the walkers will be coming through, so we'll be able to talk to people as they're coming through here. I don't know if you know this or not, but cheerleaders have a lot of energy. So over here is the Sylvania cheerleaders. Hey guys, hi. You want to be on TV? How's your chance?
Hi.
Come on now. So what group is this?
This is the Cougars, Junior Cougars, Timberstone.
Timberstone?
And the Forest.
All right. You guys have a lot of energy today? You ready to cheer for the runners?
Yeah, we have lots of energy.
See what I'm talking about? This is something else here. All right, thanks so much for being here. So, boy, in about an hour or so, the runners will be coming through here. The walkers, going to be a lot of fun. And, well, you can see all the support they're going to get. Our coverage of the Race for the Cure from 2024 continues right after this on WTOL 11.
Okay. Okay. Brown letters.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay. And a brown sign.
12.
And it takes,
So I'm starting it, right?
yeah. Each person involved tells a story, including a family business in Finley that has a personal mission. Ooh.
Right.
Yeah. Just making sure I get the gist of it.
Right. Is there any kind of open, or just you'll cue us out of the break? Okay.
Do you want us to do like a quick chat before we get into this, or just go straight into the intro?
Our specially formulated epoxy, expertly installed over existing concrete, NatureStone is a beautiful, permanent garage flooring solution. Only NatureStone corrects ugly, cracked, uneven concrete, and only NatureStone eliminates slippery puddles and standing water. Act now to get garage floor pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's NatureStone.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Welcome back into this year's coverage right here on WTOL 11 of the 2024 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We want to remind you, Tim and I are located right here at the start line, so we will be where everything kicks off in just a little bit.
Yeah, we have the Northview cheerleaders behind us here. They're always out here every year doing a great job.
And they'll be at the finish line later to kind of welcome the runners as they're coming in. You know, this takes an army to put this event together every year. And all the money the big goal for Susan G. Komen for the Cure is to raise money, and it goes to support care and just so many other things.
And we know every person that's involved has a deep connection to it, including a business in Findlay that definitely has a colorful mission with it. Brown letters.
How can I help you?
On a brown sign.
$12.25 or $50?
On a brown building.
Give me a 12 and a 25.
Maybe monotone or muted from outside, but once you go through the doors, Fort Findlay Coffee and Donut Shop is bursting with color.
I'm just going to get a couple of donuts in a bag.
Our wardrobes tend to have a lot of pink in them.
From the shirts to some special sweets and the sacks of silk. That prominent pink inside Brooke Haynes' business is no coincidence.
The main reason that we do this is because of my mom.
My name is Marie Loudon Haynes, a 27-year breast cancer survivor.
A survivor with a story that starts with a shade of pink nearly 3 decades ago.
On my desk with the mail was a pink card to remind me to do the mammogram. I threw it away. The next morning, I threw it in the wastebasket. Maybe I missed the wastebasket. Maybe the housekeeper said, I'm not sure she should throw this away. It was on my desk, right in the middle of my desk.
A single pink card, then an appointment, a test, a discovery.
That cancer is there. I don't want to say it was frightening, but it was a doctor telling me this, and a doctor that I trust, and I knew that I would be okay. I knew I would be okay. We do waste a lot of energy, I think, lamenting about things that might happen to us, but we need to step aside from that and begin to celebrate the life, whatever that brings us.
Life brought Marie something unexpected.
Somehow, individuals knew that I was a cancer survivor. And some of the women would come to me and say, my aunt has been diagnosed. Can you call her? My mom is ill. She needs to talk to someone. And I did that. And it was just hearing the voice of someone who's been there, who's been diagnosed, who's heard those words, yes, it's positive, you do have cancer. Knowing you can get through this. Even those tough times, you can get through this. I think for women, and probably too for men, it's been a sisterhood for the women. If you want it to be sorrowful and gruesome and resentful, you can do that. That's not my advice. My advice is to try to make every day the best day you possibly can.
A day like race day, the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, when a sea of pink floods the streets.
We were standing with the throngs of thousands of people in Columbus waiting for the gun to go off so we could run. And my daughter-in-law, Natalie, said to me, Mamie, I'm so glad you're standing next to me instead of a name on the back of my shirt. And there's joy there, and there's also sadness there too for those who were never able to say, I've now gone to 25 or 26 years. The first race, the woman and a mother, it looked like mother and daughter, although I don't know that, were just ahead of me. And when we crossed the line, the mother collapsed out of sheer joy, I think, that she had made it, and they hugged each other. And I knelt near them, and they said, the woman said, my mother is a breast cancer survivor, and I'm so thankful she's here today. And I said, I understand.
It can be pretty scary, but she went through it just like she does everything else, amazingly, and is here with us today.
Here, inside Fort Findlay Coffee and Donut Shop, where it's not just the shirts that are pink.
It's called a Komen Square. It's a square glazed donut, and it's half filled with cream and half filled with raspberry. And part of those proceeds throughout the year, we turn around and donate to our race team, the Fort Finley Coffee for the Cure. And then we also sell a coffee called Silk. And for every bag of that we sell, we donate $2 back, and we do that through the Race for the Cure team as well. It's a very proud moment. I mean, we feel we do just a little bit and try to do a little bit as we go.
Each sale a small donation, and each spot of pink a huge reminder.
Call when you get a pink card that says this is a reminder. If I had not done that, if that card had not landed on my desk the second time, I would have come home in August, and that's when my brother died, and that would have been, I would have not done anything then.
Now they say that they are glad to see that their business is one of the top donors when it comes to Komen Race for the Cure, but there's one thing they want to see, and they want to see bigger businesses get involved and maybe top their list of donations and the amount that they donate.
They're leading by example, right?
Yes.
So hopefully more can get involved here. We have the Survivor Parade that is coming through right now here in downtown Toledo. Ma'am, can we talk to you real quick? What did you think about the Survivor Parade that just finished for you?
Oh, well, I think it's wonderful. It's changed a lot over the years. I've been coming here since 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. But it's just wonderful to honor so many of these women that have been 35 years, 40 years, survivors. Yes, it's awesome.
How many years for you?
10.
10 years,
yes.
wow.
And we have to ask your name, too, to celebrate this.
My name is Marilyn Hartman. Yes.
Great to have you, Marilyn. Good job. Appreciate it. It's inspiring to see Marilyn and others come downtown, and you're hearing celebration too on the radio right now.
Exactly. I know it's getting loud over here. We do have live pictures where you can see that this Survivor Parade is wrapping up right now. Congrats to all of the people who are here finishing their walk.
Right, and we're about 35 minutes or so from the start of the 5K run and race. So the anticipation's building. Everyone's starting to come down here to something cheering.
Yeah, stick with us. Stick with us. We will be right back after a break.
Find huge savings during Ashley's homecoming party this Thursday through Monday. For 5 days only, get 30% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. Or get a low monthly payment with no interest for 60 months. Only at Ashley.
Garage doors, that's all we do.
Here at Precision, garage doors are all we do.
I fix garage doors. We do nothing but garage doors. That's all we do.
Garage doors are all we do.
We're here when you need us.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
I work in nursing home, I work in the restaurant, and I own my own food truck. And I bank with Huntington. I used to always look at that sign, you know, come on, own your own home. So one day I just said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the banker. And he didn't tell me, no, it's not possible. He told me anything was possible. And that made me feel good. Hi, I'm Veronica, and this is my banker, Roger. He's awesome. He's a good guy.
It's a Sure Thing is sponsored by Shores and Islands, Ohio. Get a better view of all the fantastic events to be experienced at shoresandislands.com. And plan your stay today.
What matters most to me is what the future will look like for my daughters and granddaughters. But what matters most to Derek Marin is banning abortion, not lowering costs, not creating jobs, just overturning the will of Ohio voters. Marin led the effort for a total abortion ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or even when the life of the mother is at risk. It matters we keep Marin out of Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Find huge savings during Ashley's homecoming party this Thursday through Monday. For 5 days only, get a free box spring with any mattress purchase. Plus, mattress hot buys start at just $5.99. For better sleep and savings, shop Ashley today.
And
welcome back. Great to have you with us once again here for the 31st edition of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, Northwest Ohio edition. Jeff Smith along with Kaylee Marin-Ted in downtown Toledo. Kaylee, each and every year that we are down here live and you start hearing Cool in the Gang celebration, you know things are getting ready to happen.
Yeah, this is only my second year being involved with the Komen Race, but you can tell the energy is here back to back, year after year. We are starting to see some of the Survivor parades starting, and actually the race is about to start soon too.
Yeah, in fact, we are just about 30 minutes away from the actual race kicking off. You know, this is one of those things year after year we come down here, we talk about the survivors, we talk about the champions for this effort. Some of the statistics we're going to throw at you over the next hour and a half or so. 1 in 8 women, 1 in 8, 12% in the U.S. are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And that's just the stark reality that so many of these champions, these warriors, are faced with each and every year of their life, especially those who support through the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Yeah, and thankfully for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, they were able to help fund and get some of that research and statistics able to be available to help fight cancer. Komen, we had read that it is Komen is the largest nonprofit funder of breast cancer research outside of the U.S. government. It just tells you how many people are behind this fundraiser and this organization, and just how important this is for men and women that maybe don't even have breast cancer and haven't been diagnosed yet. You don't know when that diagnosis will drop, but these survivors have lived that. And I know we do have some people here that are currently in their battle right now. So just coming out and supporting them, I guess, is what makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And we've got live team coverage out here for you this morning as we continue to bring you this event, which is so near and dear to our hearts at WTOL 11. We've got Dan Cummins, we've got Megan Hartnett checking on things. We've also got meteorologist Kaylee Bowers, who is keeping an eye to the sky, but right now everything's so good so far. Let's check in with Kaylee.
We're not seeing any sunny skies right now, however, seeing some overcast skies, but positivity is just full of sunshine. Show you one wonderful survival. Look at this! This right here, it is a celebration. Tell me, how many years are you cancer-free?
I am under a year. I ring the bell one day, so it's extra special for me.
I love that. And you have an amazing crew right here.
That's what keeps you through the support, the love, whether it's a text, whether it's a call. You need that to get through, because these treatments take a lot out of your body. But when you know you can count on someone or count on your family, it makes it all more special.
And what do you feel about being a part of this today?
I think becoming a part of the community was something I wasn't too adhering to, but once I got a part of it, Susan G. Komen has embraced me, my family has embraced me, and I think it just put me a little bit step ahead, because now I can be an advocate for someone else going through the same thing I was going through.
I love hearing that. Congratulations. Congratulations, guys! This is why we are here. We are here for the survivors. We are here for the families. Hearing these cheers, it's going to be a great day. Again, we're not tracking sunshine, but we have sunshine in our hearts. Jeff, Kaylee, I'm going to send things back over to you. Things are getting closer and closer, but instead of Jeff and Kaylee, actually, let's check in with Dan Cummins. Dan, you're pretty busy this morning, I hear.
Well, I have Sarah with me. She's the race director. So how do you get in charge of this whole shebang? This is a big deal.
Well, I've actually been involved with Komen for this is my 10th year with race. I have always done Hensville and Hope Village, and this year was the year. It was my 10th year, and Gretchen looked at me and she's like, this is it. This is your year. So stepped up, became race chair. It's been phenomenal.
So how are things going this morning? I mean, there's a lot of energy in the air today. The weather turned out okay?
Yeah, actually, we had a little touch and go this morning with the rain and everything like that, but it has been phenomenal. Rain stopped right when we wanted it to. Everything got set up. People have come down in droves. Hensville, VIP area, Survivor, Hope Village. It is a phenomenal energy today. I mean, it has just been a fantastic morning already.
What kind of numbers are you thinking this year?
You know what? I actually don't look at numbers, so that's a Gretchen thing. I stay away from it. My goal is totally energy, experience, how people are feeling. We brought some new things this year. We have food food trucks lined up for all the survivors, or like the people down the finish line, so that they can, get some food after, stay down here, celebrate for a little bit. We're working on that experience. We changed some things up this year. We had our Survivor Parade ending closer right at opening ceremony time because we wanted those survivors to feel that energy and people to line the streets and yell for them, and it's exactly what's happened today.
Well done. Thank you for your time. I know you're very busy. You kind of got a little bit going on here with as the race time gets closer and closer. Thank you so much.
No problem.
We'll take a break. The coverage on WTOL 11 for the Race for the Cure continues after this. Stick around.
It was a big problem for my sister. They didn't make police uniforms that fit women. I had an idea, but I needed help. Bernie Marino believed in me, investing in us and our small business. Today, police wear our uniforms across the country. I know Bernie. The attacks on his character are disgraceful. Bernie Marino is kind and generous. Ohio needs him in the Senate.
Defend American Jobs is responsible for the content of this ad.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your garage flooring again. A unique blend of natural stone and our specially formulated epoxy, expertly installed over existing concrete, Nature Stone is a beautiful, permanent garage flooring solution. Only Nature Stone corrects ugly, cracked, uneven concrete, and only Nature Stone eliminates slippery puddles and standing water. Act now to get garage floor pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
For all of your storage needs, choose Lock It Up Self-Storage. Locally owned, with 17 self-storage facilities serving Ohio and Michigan, state-of-the-art security systems, and a professional staff on site for your convenience. Easy drive-up access to our regular or climate-controlled facilities, and competitive prices. Lock It Up has you covered.
Anytime, any place for everyone. Lock it up, self-storage.
You've probably seen all these negative ads against me. Well, here's the deal. They are designed to tear us apart. But here's the truth. My life's work has been fighting on behalf of others. It's why I became a prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general. I took on drug cartels and human traffickers to protect our communities. Look, everyone is tired of the petty, destructive politics. Let's turn the page and chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Everything's better with my new dental implants.
Now that I have these, I can smile much better.
I love my new teeth. They make me feel so much younger.
My dental implants not only make me look better, but they make me feel confident again.
My children love the fact that I've got my life back.
Feels wonderful.
Baby, just remember, Dr. Frankel wants to see your smile.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough, so the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? No way. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side. He's not the Sherrod I used to know. He's way too liberal for me.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Thanks for joining us here back for the 2024 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. I'm Kaylee Marintet here with Jeff Smith. The opening ceremony is just getting started for the Survivor Parade. We heard from Chris Peterson, and our Melissa Andrews is down there. I heard Chris say that she's done this for 30 years, and the first one was by the Franklin Park Mall. The first one only had 600 people, and it was only women.
Yeah, and she was saying that was the push, and she heard from men again and again, because we know that breast cancer affects men as well. And she heard, I want to be a part of this. Let me be a part of this, not only from the standpoint of being a supporter, but also from those who have been impacted by breast cancer directly. So this is a good thing. And she said, Chris Peterson on stage said as the opening ceremonies got underway, she said, this is my favorite part of the morning, because the group will continue to grow and expand as the morning. We're about half hour from the start of the race at this point.
Very exciting. And the weather's not too bad. The hair had to go up. I feel personally victimized by the humidity today.
You know, Well, we do want to say, too, the integral part that our very own Melissa Andrews has played in this organization for the last 12 years or so, being a champion for our station, WTOL 11, making sure that our involvement continues to blossom as this event has grown over the years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is great to see our partnership with Susan G. Komen and the rest of the community grow and blossom. This is just proof, all the people that show up here each and every year. And we don't have a total number count of how many people have come. I know Dan asked that. So we are definitely just excited to get this day going and kick it off.
Absolutely. We're going to check in on that opening ceremony right here, right now, to see some of the things that they're sharing. Melissa talking right now. Let's check in and see what's going on over there.
For people to be able to get those tests in underserved areas, people who don't have insurance. So what a way to take something that happened to herself and help others. This year, the race is in memory of Debbie Francis. We have her husband Mike up here. He's wearing Debbie's pink wig that she wore for the Race for the Cure. He joked over at Hensville that Debbie would say she wore it better. Which is probably true. Thank you, Mike, and he's done some amazing things for Komen since he's gotten involved in the last year or so, so we certainly appreciate that support. We know that so many of you are here because you have been touched by breast cancer personally. I don't know a person who doesn't know somebody in their family or circle of friends who has been touched by breast cancer in some way. And some of those folks are not here to celebrate with us today, just like Debbie Francis. So we would like to just have a moment of silence and have you guys just think about people who may not be here with us, who have been at this race with you in the past, people who have inspired you. Please give them just a moment of silence. Thank you so much. And now let's do something fun. Who are you thinking about today? Whether it's somebody that you're here remembering, or somebody that you are here celebrating, or who is not here with you, but you are celebrating them. We're going to count down to 3, count up to 3, and then I want everybody to yell as loud as they can the names of the folks that they are here celebrating and remembering today, all right? This will be fun. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I know they're hearing us. Thank you so much for being here. The support that you give is that critical, intangible piece of the recipe that our survivors use to fight and continue to come back here every year. So thank you for giving them that.
Well, we have just been listening to Chris Peterson, took that moment of silence there for a moment, and it really does hit home when you start to think about the impact that this disease has had on so many families. I know mine personally. We've got a survivor in our family over the last year or so, and it's just one of those things that this event really brings things home each and every year.
It does, and I think saying the name of who you're thinking about, too, kind of makes it real and makes you realize who you're here for, whether that's a family member or a friend. And that moment of silence was really touching. We had read that 43,000 people are expected to die in the U.S. this year of breast cancer, men and women. So it just kind of puts it in perspective how impactful this race is and how many lives this race and this foundation can touch.
It's one of those things, and we're lucky enough to be involved with St. Jude during the course of our Dream Home campaign. But another organization that is a household name is, of course, Susan G. Komen and what they do and why they do it. Our live team coverage continues down here, downtown Toledo. We are right in front of the Owens Corning World Headquarters here. A beautiful day because of what we are celebrating and those we are talking about, remembering those who have fought the good fight as far as this fight against breast cancer is concerned. The 31st Race for the Cure. It's hard to believe.
I know.
Happening down here today.
We're here again, and we have a lot more team coverage coming your way in just a few minutes.
I'm a club volleyball player, and I'm pretty good at it. But when my feet hurt, it feels like both my sides are just like coming up, and they're just ripping the middle of it. I told my mom, and she took me into Good Feet, and now it's way better.
See for yourself at the Good Feet store. Just how much has Washington changed Sherrod Brown? When he wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits like free health care, Social Security, COVID relief checks, paid for by you. That's not voting for Ohio. Sherrod Brown is way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Dirty Derek Marin was caught red-handed lying about Marcy Kaptur.
It's false to say she's only passed one bill over the last 15 years. This ad doesn't pass our truth test.
So why the lie? Because Marin raised your taxes and increased your electric bill while giving fat tax breaks to the utility companies. The truth, Dirty Derek's just like the rest of them. He lies and he works for them.
I'm Marcy Kaptur, and I approve this message.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
So you're banana bread experts.
At this point. I'm Annie. I'm Morgan. And this is our banker, Dennis.
Hi, I'm Dennis. They came in and were looking for financing. They needed some seed money to get the business going.
I was with him when I got the news that we had gotten into our dream retailer. I said, you allowed us to get here.
I live vicariously through all my customers, and this was just incredible. I could share in that victory with them.
It sounds like you made that victory possible.
I had a little something to do with it.
What matters most to me is what the future will look like for my daughters and granddaughters. But what matters most to Derek Marin is banning abortion, not lowering costs, not creating jobs, just overturning the will of Ohio voters. Marin led the effort for a total abortion ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or even when the life of the mother is at risk. It matters we keep Marin out of Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Making people proud around me.
I get so pumped up.
Halftime! It's our game time.
Catch all the Friday night action on WTOL 11. Big Board Friday.
Our number one priority is you. Trust WTOL 11, Toledo's weather leader.
Trust WTOL 11, Toledo's news leader every night.
Welcome back into the 2024 Susan G. Komen race. I'm Kaylee Maritat here with Jeff Smith. You know, each year we want to celebrate somebody in memory of somebody, and this year is for Emily Zarecki. We've been sharing stories of survivors and people in memory all week, but this year is in celebration of her life.
Yeah, and she has really found her strength and wanted to share that as part of this story. Watch.
Emily Zarecki has been through hard things. Her husband, Steve, took his own life after a long battle with his mental health in 2009. Emily was left to care for their 3 young children, an 8-year-old son and 4-year-old twin daughters.
I even think I put my own grief on the back burner because I was so focused on them and making sure they were okay.
She had to make sure their needs were met more so than her own as a grieving widow.
Sometimes it was moment by moment or day by day, but to figure out how to just keep moving forward.
So 11 years later, and now remarried to Mark, it was that same strength Emily called upon when she got another devastating call.
I then interrupted her and said, "Did you just say I have cancer?" And she said yes.
Just like when Steve had died, 1 minute life was great. The next, and a few simple words later, life changed forever.
It was that feeling again like the world stopped.
The shock, fear, and anxiety were there. Emily was scared, but this time she knew she could get through hard things.
Mine happened to be the death of my husband and then breast cancer. But there are so many things that are challenges and they're hard, but they are those unlikely sources of strength that you can draw upon.
Her fight with breast cancer was long. 1 full year of treatment, including chemo, surgery, and immunotherapy. Emily didn't just beat breast cancer for herself. She's still fighting it for all women in Washington, D.C. on behalf of Susan G. Komen.
As an advocacy ambassador, I am, part of, regular calls to understand what's going on at our state level, but then also at the national level.
She's advocating for bills to lower costs for treatments, reduce ineffective treatments, and bring screening tools to the un- and underinsured.
I thought if I didn't have insurance, it would bankrupt me. And I was just really shocked by that.
It's been 15 years since Emily survived Steve's death, 4 since she survived breast cancer. In the difficult parts of life, she's found silver linings.
Facing something that you just didn't think you'd be able to survive or didn't see how you'd come to the other side of it. And have that perspective and being able to now live life with that constant reminder and to be able to just look at things in a new way.
We all have scars. Usually, we try to hide them. Emily says her book, Golden Scars, is about finding beauty in the brokenness.
You can see the damage that had happened to the item, but it was, repaired with something so beautiful, and you can see the gold, you can see the cracks, but yet it makes that object even more beautiful, knowing you've got to move forward and find the strength to move forward and realize that as you're, rebuilding your life, you're finding beauty in that brokenness.
So thank you for being here today.
That was our Melissa Andrews reporting, and what a great story. We've been sharing these stories all week. It's kind of eye-opening, everything that these survivors go through.
I don't know how Emily does it, to tell you the truth, because not only has she brought out a book, but she's also been a huge cog in getting Chicks for Charity back up and running here in Northwest Ohio again. So she has taken that strength that she has found in battling this disease, but she has kind of made sure that she is involved in so many other things, giving back and donating her time. So it's been a fantastic story. We are getting ready for the national anthem right now. Let's check in.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail, at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of all brave.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Ohio's general election is November 5th, but did you know that Ohio's election starts before Election Day? Each of our 88 county boards of elections and every polling location is run by a bipartisan team. The teams train poll workers, prepare equipment, and enforce election laws to ensure every eligible citizen makes their voice heard. Voting equipment goes through rigorous testing, and completed ballots are secured by a bipartisan team until all votes are counted. Learn more at voteohio.gov, your trusted source. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
Okay, Pumpkin, let's talk fall. Want to enjoy it? Get a Ford. Because from F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, to Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV, and Bronco that goes over any type of terrain, your Ford dealer has the trucks and SUVs to supersize fall fun. So get yours and get to it, Pumpkin. Now, easy plan lessees get a Bronco Big Bend for $339 a month with $27.59 down. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Champion's Big Window Sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy two, you get two free. Buy two Champion windows, get two free? I guess that means if you buy four, you get four free. Buy six, get six free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Enhance your celebrations with elegant floral arrangements and tuxedo rentals at Tom Rogers, Tiffin's leading florist. From a variety of breathtaking flower bouquets to high-quality men's tuxedos, Tom Rogers has everything you need for your special day. We're dedicated to helping customers celebrate life's special moments for 78 years. Visit Tom Rogers. As Tiffin's leading florist, we'll help you make memories that will last a lifetime.
My granddaughters have worked hard to excel in sports. It's tough enough, so the idea that Sherrod Brown voted to allow transgender biological men to compete in girls' sports, it's unfair and dangerous. And introducing a bill to allow biological men in girls' locker rooms? No way. I thought Sherrod Brown was on my side. He's not the Sherrod I used to know. He's way too liberal for me.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, a good Sunday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on WTOL 11. Live coverage of the 31st Race for the Cure in downtown Toledo. Giving you an overhead look as race participants start to line up. We're only a couple of minutes away. Former WTOL 11 anchor Chris Peterson is acting as traffic cop right now, kind of getting everybody in place. But we've got live team coverage down here for everybody this morning.
We do have a lot of good members out here for you covering this 2024 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We have our Tim Miller and Kaylee Kirby down by the start line. We also have our Kaylee Bowers. You're getting all three Kayleys this morning. Talking weather and what she's seeing right now. We also have our Megan Hartnett, who is at the mammogram unit, talking about how you can get checked today. We also have our Dan Cummins, who's talking to racers as they walk, run, and make their way to the finish line.
Research, care, action, community, and of course, if you take the name Race for the Cure, that's what we're all about this morning. Let's check in with our Tim Miller and Kaylee Kirby as they are at the starting line. Guys, take it away.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff and Kaylee. We are just counting down the seconds because it's literally seconds until we get to
We got
kicking off
the
this
Aflac
year's
Duck
Race for the
Waddlers,
Cure.
and
The
as you're
5K will
come up
start,
and share your
and then
team
after that,
name
we
with
have the
us. We're
1
about to get started.
That's right, about a minute and a half to go. Let's pan over and see the runners here. They've been stretching for the last hour or so, maybe doing a little bit of pre-run to get ready to go, but they're about to get started here. And they're excited. We know they're going to head straight down Summit Street here and then turn, I believe, down on Jackson. But it's a great morning for downtown Toledo for sure.
And we know for the people who run consistently, this will be a fast race for them. 5K isn't too bad for the people like, our WTOL, John Birchfield, our meteorologist. But we know this is all, for and supporting people who are currently going through
One minute till the start.
Come on the other side.
Can you feel the excitement?
Yeah, John actually won the race last year. He and his wife won the women's side of it. Liz won. So it's a great moment for these runners to get ready to start here. The weather is actually really good. It's not raining at all, and there's a breeze. Runners like to feel a little cool air as they're motoring on along. So we are very close, 30 seconds to go now here.
I would agree with you, Tim. If I was a runner, I would say this is perfect weather.
Good conditions.
Runners, you will
and shout out to the Toledo Police. Chris Peterson just mentioned they're donating their time, so Komen doesn't have to pay for the security here. But they're out in front. We have Defender as well, WTOL Defender out in front, kind of the pace car as these runners are getting ready to go here.
All right, well, we are only 5 seconds
here we go.
from the start. We've got on the clock right here. 3, 2,
Guys, here we go.
Let's go.
We're about to start.
Clear the streets, please. Runners, take your marks. Get set.
That was the horn right there. We are off for our 2024 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. The 5K runners have already started.
Off to a fantastic start.
And some of them are already running pretty fast. They're not pacing themselves. They're off and running for sure.
Yeah, they've been warming up, so they know what they're doing. We know that it'll be a fast race for a lot of people. It's so amazing to see all of these people right here, just getting here and being downtown and running in this race for the Cure.
Right, and we do have that walk behind them. The walkers are getting lined up, and then we're going to have the 1 mile family fun walk as well. So you don't have to be a runner to be part of the Race for the Cure. It's for everybody.
Yeah, and we know this is such a family fun event too. It's not just the survivors, not just the
Okay, now we got our walkers coming through.
have the support of everyone who is in connection.
Thanks for being here. Nice
This is fantastic to see. I think it's a bigger crowd than last year as far as the runners go, but let's give you a little sights and sounds now of this race as it begins, and the walkers are coming through now.
So many fun. Oh, we got our Titty Titans out here. These team days. Hands up. Love it. Love seeing these shirts. We got our survivors coming through. Love you, ladies. Love you. 32 years. Woo! Good to see you guys. Love it. Where did all these people come from? Love the tutu. So amazing. So great to see you all. Thank you for being here. Artina, you're inspiring. Look, we got our Believe team. I love it. Oh, we have our team running in memory of Puerto. Thank you guys for being here.
And the atmosphere is just immaculate here in downtown Toledo. We're seeing so many wonderful people celebrating survivors, celebrating those who had a very hard fight. Again, we are here at the Race for the Cure in downtown Toledo. Just listen to the crowd cheering. Everyone is so excited. We just had the runners step off just a few moments ago, and now we have the walkers. And right now, we're right right by the 1 mile start line where so many people are getting ready to walk or run that 1 mile. Look at that sea of pink. A lot of people dancing, having a good time. It's a great day. Yes, the weather is a little just but not putting a damper on anyone's spirits. We are seeing those cloudy, overcast skies. In fact, here goes that 1 mile start right now. There they go. There's no word to describe this right now. So many people out here just celebrating their loved ones right now in that sea of pink. We see some survivors. We see some fighters. We see so many people right here. Yes, tell us, who are you walking for?
We are walking for my mother, Sylvia Belcher. She died in January of breast cancer. We've been walking for 14 years for her mom because she died, but this is our first year without her, so.
I'm sorry to hear about your mom, but a great fight. Have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for all your support. Yes, it is a beautiful day honoring those and also supporting those as well. We're seeing that sea of pink as well. And of course, we're gonna have more live team coverage here in downtown Toledo at the 31st Race for the Cure.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your basement flooring again. A unique blend of natural stone or specially formulated epoxy expertly installed over existing concrete, Nature Stone is a beautiful, permanent basement flooring solution. Only Nature Stone inhibits the growth of mold and mildew, and only Nature Stone is unaffected by dampness, water backup, and flooding. Act now to get basement floor pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
This is not an easy story for me to tell. It was heartbreaking. It was life-threatening. And you bury those things. If there had been a national abortion ban, the doctors would have had no choice. They would have had to let me die. It's about my granddaughter and all the women that I know and love and future generations. Our lives don't belong in Bernie Marino's hands.
Wynn Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Check this out. Let's say you want to build your own parlay, okay? ESPN Bet now has profit boosts that you can use to increase your winnings. If I parlay this money line with these points and total yards, that is boosted.
Do you want me to boost your latte?
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. Enjoy your boost.
Profit boosts, all new Parlay Lounge, and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with a first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
Just how much has Washington changed Sherrod Brown? When he wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits like free health care, Social Security, COVID relief checks, paid for by you. That's not voting for Ohio. Sherrod Brown is way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The versatile Toyota RAV4 is ready for anything, on or off the road.
This RAV4 is a hybrid EV, so you can take your adventures even further.
Check out all this cargo space.
That's what you call room, with a view.
Now you can get a new 24 RAV4 and get low 4.99 APR financing.
Or lease a RAV4 from $339 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Book your room now. Toyota. Let's go places.
We are a voice for the voiceless. WTOL 11 investigates.
Welcome back into the 2024 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Runners just got started off the start line a few minutes ago, and it looks like we are getting a look at the runner that's kind of leading
the way, right?
Yeah.
And Lafayette and South St. Clair. In fact, we are kind of tracking the runners as they make their way. They traverse through downtown Toledo. Great to have you with us here once again. 31st edition of the Northwest Ohio Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. And of course, WTOL 11, a proud partner to bring you this coverage each and every year downtown. We were talking about it, just, you know, obviously everybody is racing for someone. Everybody is walking for someone. This has impacted them. But one of the things that we have talked about over the course of very many weeks leading up to this is early detection, how important it has become. And in fact, some of the statistics that Susan G. Komen has shared with us over the course of various many weeks, talking to us about how the improvements in that early detection have decreased the amount as far as detection contributed to the 42% decline in breast cancer rates here in the U.S. between 89 and 2021. Mammography is so important in that.
Absolutely, and there is a unit here, and that's where our Megan Hartnett is. Megan, how is it going there? I know some of the runners are coming past you right now.
That's right, Kaylee. I'm a little bit near the 1 mile mark. We had the first runner pass us a few minutes ago, and there's tons of people, as you can see, running past, people of all ages. You know, a lot of people have pink on. They are running with different teams. They're coming by. It looks like everyone's having a lot of fun. You can see all the different splashes of pink here, and I know that there's still a lot more people coming by. We also have people on the sides of the street who are cheering them on. You can hear those cowbells. They're blowing bubbles, clapping, cheering. The energy is great here. They still have about 2 miles to go, but I'm sure that there's no slowing them down, as you can see them all coming around the corner. No, that's right here. And more people are coming, you know, cheering people on. They're here to support their families and friends. There's dogs. There is just a lot of energy right now. You can see them running past. Look at that, waving. And we're going to keep seeing people coming by, but for right now, we're going to get a check with Dan.
So we're right there at Owens Corning and the bridge there. The finish line is about 100 yards away or 200 yards away, and we're about 10 and a half minutes into the race. So in a moment here, the leaders will be coming right through here, and then they'll be going around the turn and going right to the finish line. We've got some walkers here coming up. So this is the casual walk. These guys are really casual, but then of course the other walkers are going. I just want to say this. It's a privilege to be a part of this event today, because we've been doing this for 31 years, and the Race for the Cure broadcast, you laugh, you cry. There's a lot of love here today, so we'll be talking to a lot of the walkers who have really special reasons to be here. And the thing about why are people here today, why is this race so popular? It's because we're all coming together, and everyone's been touched by cancer in their lifetime. I have been, I know you have at home. So it's just a way to come up and just raise money to help cancer research and hope that breast cancer someday will go away. So it's just a privilege to be a part of this race. But again, we're waiting for the first runners to come through, and it shouldn't be that much longer from now. Our coverage of the 31st annual Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure continues right after this.
Here at Precision, garage doors are all we do. Reviews are big on us. We're at that 4.9 right now, always trying to get to that 5 stars. So we make sure that we interact with the customer, we give them that 5-star service. It's very important to the company.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Skyrocketing electric bills. They keep going up because of corporate puppets like Derek Marin. Puppet Marin let the big utility companies raise your electric rates, but that wasn't enough. So he gave millions of dollars to a big polluting coal company in another state. And Puppet Marin lowered energy standards, saving the big utilities millions, while our electric bills keep going up. Derek Marin works for them, but Marcy Kapter works for us.
I'm Marcy Kapter, and I approve this message.
This is Kathy. She just received an invitation to her high school reunion.
but she's nervous because she's lost all of her teeth over time, until she discovered same-day dental implants at Frankel Dentistry. These are permanently fixed dental implants that replace your missing teeth without the need for adhesives. That in as little as one day, you could restore your smile and regain your confidence, because making you smile again is what we're all about.
For all of your storage needs, choose Lock It Up Self-Storage. Locally owned, with 17 self-storage facilities serving Ohio and Michigan, state-of-the-art security systems, and a professional staff on site for your convenience. Easy drive-up access to our regular or climate-controlled facilities, and competitive prices. Lock It Up has you covered.
Anytime, any place for everyone. Lock it up, self-storage.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks a new door to unlimited possibilities. Possibilities to bring you closer to the people and the places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures with the fastest and most reliable internet. Connect to unlimited possibilities when you switch to Spectrum Internet Premier for only $30 per month when bundled, and save with our 3-year price guarantee and no contracts. Call 1-844-653-6824. With the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. And with advanced Wi-Fi to keep you safe and secure online, you can focus on what matters the most. Spectrum Internet doesn't just power your home. It puts streaming, live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips. Get incredible savings when you switch to Spectrum Internet Premier for just $30 a month with a 3-year price guarantee. That's our promise to you. Call 1-844-653-6824.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Our #1 priority is you. Trust WTOL 11, Toledo's weather leader.
And welcome back to our live coverage here on WTOL 11 of the 31st Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Tim Miller along with Kaylee Kirby here. And Kaylee, we are not far from the finish line, and we're expecting to see the first runner come through here momentarily. We understand they're around Middle Grounds Metro Park at the moment.
Yeah, and when we look at our clock, we're 15 minutes into the race from when it kicked off, so they're moving pretty fast. We know that they'll be the first one, and then pretty soon after, lots more people will come by.
And math hasn't been my strong point in my life, but that's about a 5-minute mile if you're talking about a 3.1 mile run here, 5K. So they're blazing. They've been running hard since the beginning here as they're about to turn the corner here by Owens Corning and come on down Washington Street here. Always a great moment to see them coming through. Of course, the female race is going on too, and then we'll start to see some of the walkers come in. But, you know, there is some bragging rights here to be the winner of the race for the Cure. So we know they're running hard right now.
Yeah, we just got word that the first runner, the person leading the pack, is over at Oliver House, so not too far from us. That's right at 16 minutes for the time, so they should probably get here pretty soon.
Yeah, excited to see that. We know we have, I always say this is a showdown every year because we have the Northview cheerleaders and the Southview cheerleaders. You know, that's a rivalry there in Sylvania, but they always do a great job in welcoming. You see some of the walkers coming down Washington Street here, and we're going to see that lead runner coming in pretty soon.
Yeah, and we've got lots of people over here also on the finish line as well. They've made their way over from the start line to cheer on the people who are running and walking. As you can see right here on our live pictures, we've got the first round of walkers.
These are the survivors,
1 mile, for the survivors coming through. Lots of signs, lots of pink, making their way. We want to go right over to Dan, where we have the first runner coming by right now. Dan? Oh, okay, never mind.
This is a shot of the runner, the first runner coming through. Look at that sprint.
Oh, goes Dan.
John Birchfield won the race last year, our weatherman John Birchfield. He is not racing today.
Okay.
Boy, he's flying.
Okay.
Perfect weather conditions, though, for a run.
All right,
a lot of
thanks
walkers
so much,
coming
Dan.
here,
hey,
too.
Look, we've got the first runner. All right, here we go. We've got the first runner coming by right here.
He is flying.
With our defender
right in front of him. The time that we have for him coming in is 17 minutes, 40 seconds.
Wow.
Wow.
That's blazing.
Congratulations to the first male runner. We are going to try and get an interview with him pretty soon. But we've also got more runners coming in and some more walkers. We want to check in with Dan right now. Hey, Dan.
That was the first woman runner there coming through. Gina, let me go over and talk to some walkers here real quick, okay? Hey, guys. What brings you guys here today?
I came down because I lost my daughter last year from breast cancer.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Are you doing okay? Show the picture there.
Grief comes and goes when it wants to.
It does.
It shows up unexpectedly. And a lot of times I've been in places where all of a sudden I'll think about her. And then there are days that are good, and then there are days that are bad.
Say your name.
Patricia.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's why people are here today. Boy. Hey, come here. Talk to. How come you guys are here today?
I'm sorry?
Why are you here today walking?
My mother, to honor my mother, she is a breast cancer survivor.
Survivor?
Yes.
Congratulations. How many years?
5.
What's your name?
Jasmine.
And what's your mom's name?
Angela Rice.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. A lot of stories like this. I tell you what, a lot of stories. Let's go to Tim and Kaylee right now. More happening right now.
Yeah, Dan, we are with the winner here of the men's race here for Race for the Cure. Zachary Pick is here. Congratulations. Just over 17 minutes. That's a pretty fast race there.
Yeah, I wanted to go a little faster, but the conditions didn't allow it, but that's okay. It's a good, hard effort, and that's what I'm happy about. So.
Hey, Zach, who are you running for today?
I'm running on behalf of my aunt, Heather Pick. She was an anchorwoman for Channel 10 in Columbus back in the early 2000s. She passed away when she was 38 in 2008, so I'm running on behalf of her.
I know she was loved in the community down there. 10 TV is one of our Tegna stations, a sister station. So we always ask this to people who run and Race for the Cure. Did you feel a little extra kick because you remember your aunt Heather?
Yeah, that last stretch, I wasn't hurting, but I'm like, you know what? My aunt was hurting for years, so I have no complaints. So I just kind of toughed it out and did it for her. So.
Is this your first time in the race?
This one, I've done Columbus probably 5 times or so, and it's a phenomenal event. So it was nice to kind of do one in a different location, and I love it. It was awesome. I'll probably do it next year.
And we know it's not all about winning here, but when did you know you had this one?
Probably the first turn, because I knew one of the other Dave's runners running it, and she's usually behind me, but she usually gives me a push, so it was motivating.
All right, Zach, thanks so much.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
it, and congrats.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Way to keep your aunt's memory alive. Appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's the male winner there. We want to go to meteorologist Kaylee Bowers, who has done a great job out and about on the race route. Kaylee, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Tim, good morning. I know a lot of people have been saying whether you're a runner, a racer, or just a spectator, the weather conditions haven't been the best for running. Again, we've been talking about meteorologist John Birchfield all morning. He's the pro when it comes to running and weather, but I can talk about the weather. And yes, we are seeing some overcast skies, a slight breeze, and also just a little bit of some light rain for this morning. But overall, the weather hasn't really put a damper on anyone for this morning. The spirits have been phenomenal. In fact, we're getting some cheers right now just over here. And just not only are the runners fast, the walkers and the golf carters have been pretty quick as well. I mean, just about 5 minutes ago, the entire area down here was completely covered, again, in that sea of pink. And you can see, there we go, some volunteers right there. Good morning, guys. Thank you for your help. Yeah, so people have been coming down here very quickly. And things are just, again, wonderful here in downtown Toledo for the 31st Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We're going to have more live team coverage here on WTOL 11 right after this.
What do heavy rain, extreme heat, and flying lumber all have in common? They're just a few of the things we use to test our replacement windows. At Renewal by Andersen, we put our windows through the worst because your home deserves the best. Renewal by Andersen acclaimed custom replacement windows. Call or visit us online today to get some incredible savings. Affordable financing, too.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Just how much has Washington changed Sherrod Brown? When he wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits like free health care, Social Security, COVID relief checks, paid for by you. That's not voting for Ohio. Sherrod Brown is way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads is responsible for the content of this advertising.
What if you never had to worry about what you could do? Because you could do anything. Anywhere could be the center of everywhere. And boundaries only existed to be pushed. So the only limit you faced was how big you could dream. What would you do then? Some pretty cool stuff, I bet. Yeah, that'd be some life. That'd be life unlimited.
What matters most to me is what the future will look like for my daughters and granddaughters. But what matters most to Derek Marin is banning abortion, not lowering costs, not creating jobs, just overturning the will of Ohio voters. Marin led the effort for a total abortion ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or even when the life of the mother is at risk. It matters we keep Marin out of Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I think the biggest thing about Precision is that we don't really try to view ourselves as a garage door company, but more as a customer service company. I don't like to sell them things that they don't need. If we don't have to replace the door, that's a good day.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Welcome back. She was on stage just a little bit ago at the intersection of Summit and Monroe saying that she has been affiliated with 30 of the 31 Race for the Cures. Former WTOL 11 anchor Chris Peterson joining us. Good to see you this morning.
It's so great to be here. You guys have been doing a fantastic job. We've been keeping one eye on the TV and one eye on the crowd up there, so it's been awesome. And I just can't say enough to our community about the support. How many events do you know that go on for 31 years and you still get this kind of turnout for that? And I just think it speaks to not only people's dedication and commitment to our community, but also to this important cause. And it's been really heartwarming to see it continue to be successful year after year.
Show up and show out. Yeah. That's what Northwest Ohio and Southeastern Michigan do year after year.
They do, absolutely. And we couldn't do it without them. And you're directly helping your friends and neighbors when you come here and support this. So we know that that works.
You got involved in this a long time ago, but the impact, the breadth of breast cancer research, and what have you seen from a local level as far as how these dollars have really made an impact over the years?
You know, I was just talking about that because when I worked at the TV station, I would often get those phone calls. I was just diagnosed. How do I get in touch with Komen? What can they do to help me? In addition to paying for mammograms and other screenings, if people have them, they also will help with medical bills for surgeries and treatments. You know, they can get them enrolled in programs that will help with that as well. But things like you don't think about, like you have 2 young children at home and you have to go to chemo 8 hours a day, you know, for a series of weeks, and you don't have child care. Yeah. So they will pay for child care bills, electricity bills when you are worried about paying for your medication and your medical bills, and you know your electricity is going to be turned off. Like, we got you, you know. So there are a lot of intangibles, groceries that people don't think about because because this is very expensive. A lot of people are off work during treatment and they don't have insurance and they don't have disability that they can collect. So this is a really great way for people to understand that they are helping at a very granular level the basic needs of people who are going through treatment.
And also, I think it speaks to that they're not alone in the fight either. You know, I feel like it can be a very isolating when you get that diagnosis. You can feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But knowing that Komen is here and you have a community here around you, what do you think has stuck out to you today about this race?
You know, when you see those women in the pink shirts, it is a family. I mean, they don't know each other, but they know they share something that is bigger than all of them, and they are hugging and they're congratulating each other. You see people that have been, Bessie Mack has been a 54-year cancer survivor,
Wow.
you know, I mean, and she's here every single year. That 54 years says to someone who's in their first year of treatment, man, I can make it 54 years. You know, you don't have to be as scared. So I think the camaraderie, the inspiration, the hope that those women bring and the families bring is really, really important, because those intangibles when you're trying to survive a disease are so important to you being able to beat it. And that's what we see year after year. You know, there are also some really amazing stories that happen in the second race for the cure. I met Sue and Gwen. They've been coming every year. Sue is a 39-year survivor. Gwen is a 32-year survivor. They were best friends in high school, lost touch. They showed up at the second race for the cure, both in pink shirts, and saw each other and reunited. They've been besties ever since. They've come to every race together for 30 years. And those types of stories also tell you, you know, this is something that brings people together in a really profound way.
We were also struck when you talked. Wait, I'm sorry. I'll talk in the mic and then I'll hand it to you so we can hear you talk. My goodness. You talked about the beginning stages of this, the stages of Race for the Cure in Northwest Ohio. Franklin Park Mall, 500 people show out, and then you talk to where we have graduated to here today, and it's got to give you some pride.
I think it's really amazing, and in no small part did the station help with that, because to have that platform to be able to use it, they were generous from the very beginning of, we want to get behind this and, you know, support me as honorary chair. And you know, when you have that kind of publicity platform, and then you also have something that's so important to the community, you know that it's going to grow. But I think it's exceeded our wildest expectations. You know, there was one year I think we had 21,000 people here. Our race is bigger than Chicago's, Cleveland's, you know, a lot of other communities that are bigger communities than ours. Our race is bigger, so it's pretty incredible.
And you, year after year, you see some of those familiar faces. The many years that you do anything, you start to see more and more people coming back, and that's got to give you, kind of warm your heart a little bit.
You know, it does, and I love giving. It's like Christmas. I get to come and get my hugs from everybody, you know, every year, and I love that. And then also, I'm looking for people sometimes who aren't here, and then people will say to me, oh, you know, we lost her last year. Sometimes it's because of breast cancer, sometimes other things, but we miss those people because they're such a fixture here when they're not here. Debbie, our In Memory of honoree this year, is one of those women. You know, she's been so supportive of this fight, and worked with her at ProMedica a little bit, and you know, she's just very inspiring. Her family has just taken on this fight for her in her memory and name, and that's incredible.
Well, hey, this is one of those things, it knows no bounds as far as families are concerned, as far as race is concerned, and it year after year, this race for the cure, that's what we're out here for today.
Yeah, and we're going to find it. I mean, they are so close. If you look at Komen and the research that they're doing and all of the impact that they're having, there are cures on the horizon. It would be so great to not have to have a race for the cure. We can put our efforts behind something else then, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming in my lifetime, and I just can't wait.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for
having
being
us
here,
here, Chris. I just have to give a shout out to Chris. You know, when I first took over this job, she reached out to me and we got coffee and just talked about the community, and we feel so lucky to
and
have
how
you
important
around.
things like this are as far as WTOL's connection to it.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got Megan Hardnett, who is part of our team coverage out here this morning as well. She is going to join us with more. Megan, take it away.
Yeah, I'm here. It's about the 1 mile mark. There are still some walkers walking past, but I'm joined here by Fanny. Fanny, you said you're an 11-year survivor, right?
11-year survivor.
How are you feeling today?
I feel good. I feel real good. Yes.
And you said that you've come out every year, right?
Yes. To the race every year.
And how does this year compare to others?
It's greater. It's like more people, I think, this year than, I don't know, maybe ever before. There's just a lot of people. I just love the crowds.
That's what you said. You love the crowds. I mean, there's support. You see all sort of people. You said that you have people, you're still waiting for them, right?
Right. My work group, I was here with them, and we kind of got separated a little bit, but I'm here with Advanced Specialty Hospital and all the survivors and the people going through right now, just supporting each other.
And I mean, that's awesome to have work support, to have all these people here. How does it make you feel to have the support for not only yourself, but all these other survivors?
It feels good. It feels good. Real good.
Real good?
Yeah.
You know, is there anything that you would want to say or that you would want to tell people who aren't part of Race for the Cure?
Just get involved, go get your mammograms, make sure you get checked, and just be supportive.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your day. I love the pink. You're looking great. And we're now going to take a break, but we'll be back in just a few minutes with more coverage.
Hanson's knows that your home is a place of comfort and protection. That's why our durable, energy efficient, and weather resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters, as well as our bathtubs and showers, are guaranteed. With 35 years experience and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert. Get 50% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 1 year.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your garage flooring again. A unique blend of natural stone and our specially formulated epoxy, expertly installed over existing concrete, Nature Stone is a beautiful, permanent garage flooring solution. Only Nature Stone corrects ugly, cracked, uneven concrete, and only Nature Stone eliminates slippery puddles and standing water. Act now to get garage floor pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor, wow, it's Nature Stone.
You think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Does your home have two temperatures? Too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? Then chances are it's not your air conditioning, your furnace, or even your windows. It's your insulation. Only USA Insulation's high-tech injection foam seals your whole home, giving you that just right temperature all year round. Call today and get $1,000 off whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
For 2 decades, Kissling, Nestico, and Riddick has become a cornerstone of the communities we proudly serve. To this day, we still treat every client like they're our only client. If you've been in an accident, trust the powerhouse team at K&R to fight for you.
Hey, welcome back to our coverage of the 2024 Susan G. Komen Race to the Cure. I'm Dan Cummins. What a day it's been. Now, we saw a lot of runners come through here a little while ago. The thinner pack right now, and of course, the mass of the walkers did the fun walk they've gone through. We've got a couple of runners here who stopped by to say hello. Give me your names.
Emma Hammer, Olivia Volgapol.
So how was the run today?
It was good. The weather was nice. We had a good time.
The weather was ideal. Well, I know we've had some hot weather recently, but this is a nice, cool day to get out here. So, you guys train a lot for this, or this is just a fun thing for you guys?
We both used to run in high school together. I don't run as much, but Emma is running at Findlay, so. College.
You're in college running?
I'm doing track.
Nice going.
Yeah.
What's it like down there?
It's nice.
So give me an idea. Tell our viewers, what is it like to be in that pack of runners a little while ago, and then the gun goes off and you wait and wait and wait to even get to the starting line? That's got to be crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely different from what we're used to. We probably should have started up further, but we weaved around people. It was fun. So. And there's a lot of energy with all those people together. It helps you run faster.
There is so much energy here. That's what's really cool about this. A lot of people have particular reasons for they're dedicated to being here for a family member or a friend who's struggling with breast cancer. Have you guys had breast cancer in your lives at all?
Yeah, my grandma has it.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's beating it. So
Good.
My mom fought it, but she beat it.
See, all these great stories, and thank you for sharing. And do you have a good time? Do you like your time today?
Yep.
What was it?
Probably 23, 30. I don't know.
She's not willing to share all of it. Let's go to Tim and Kayla. There's so many great stories to tell today before we go off the air, but it's just been a fun experience being here.
It really has, Dan. Just listening to everyone's story, being able to talk to them, we know that everyone goes through their own personal journey, but a lot of them come out on the other side. Some don't, but we know we have their families supporting.
And we're joined now by Sue Heyman. She just finished the Survivor's Walk. Her husband Keith is here. They're from Lambertville. Sue, how many years again as a survivor?
4+ years as a survivor. Yep.
We were saying next year you can hold up that 5 sign.
Next year I can book back a sign. That's great.
How does it feel to be here this morning? All these folks coming in, runners, walkers, supporters, cheering you on. What's it been like?
This is awesome. I mean, it's a rush of excitement and exhilarating and everything. It's all rolled into one. It's a great place to be. I wouldn't have missed it. Even if it rained, I wouldn't have missed it.
and Sue, before we called you over here, you showed us the back of your shirt that you've got on.
I did.
Talk a little bit about that. Spin around.
I was the top money winner fundraiser last year. So this was my prize, and I added the 2023 to it. And a little bling on the sleeve.
There we go.
What did you do to fundraise? I know there are so many different ways to do that. You obviously took it a big priority in making that fundraising.
Mostly on Facebook. Susan Komen makes it so easy to fundraise that I sent a message out to all my friends on Facebook. I emailed friends. I did whatever I could to get funds to support me in my walk. So
talk to us a little bit about the importance of fundraising, all the money that goes to Komen to help find a cure for breast cancer.
I'll tell you what, the importance of fundraising is all of these people that are here today and the funds that they've raised. Komen does so much for people that are in need during their treatment. I mean, I was a lucky person that had good insurance. Not everybody does. So, for Komen to be able to step up and provide transportation, babysitting service, whatever people need, it's there for them.
And we know there are 4 million survivors right now of breast cancer in the United States, and this event helps make that happen and continue to have those. We don't want to see any cases of it, but to see this many survivors, including yourself, is just so inspiring.
We would love to see it go away, and let's hope it does. Even in my lifetime, I hope it goes away. But until then, we've got organizations like this helping us out, so it's great.
Well, Sue, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll see you next year for 5.
Bye.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Sue. All right, we continue our live coverage here. We'll be right back.
How Derek Marin is costing you.
The biggest public corruption scandal in Ohio history. First Energy funneled $60 million in exchange for a $1 billion bailout, and Ohio consumers are footing that bill.
Derek Marin took their money and voted for First Energy's bailout.
First Energy's electricity rates are expected to double.
Ohio can't afford more corruption. Stop Derek Marin. LCV Victory Funds responsible for the content of this ad.
I was brought up a Democrat.
but that party has failed. The border is wide open, with drugs and gangs ruining our communities, right here in Northwest Ohio. So I'm making a change. I'm voting for Derek Merritt. He brings the fresh leadership and common sense that we really need. I'm done electing the same people who let us down. Derek will secure our southern border and protect our communities.
I'm Derek Merritt. I approve this message.
Here at Precision, we know that tomorrow is too late when it comes to fixing your garage door.
Any make, any model, almost always the same day.
Fixing it correctly and seeing the customer happy. That's a job well done.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Plan your day with the WTOL 11 Weather Team.
We'll show you when the weather could change.
Show you the impact it'll have on your plans.
All the information you need to stay up to date.
We make it easy to plan your day.
Control. Welcome back once again here live from downtown Toledo for the 31st Race for the Cure. Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. I'm Jeff Smith along with Kaylee, Marin, Ted. Just enjoying the celebration of life, the celebration of the fight, and the celebration of the champions we have down here with us today.
Not only that, but we also are recognizing those that have lost their battle to breast cancer. And this year we are recognizing Debbie Francis, a woman during her life. She reached new heights, helping other women do the same even after her death. Melissa Andrews is bringing us this story.
Debbie was just a total amazing gal, one of a kind. Rugged and glamour in the same package. You could put a fishing pole in her hand, you could take her hiking, you could take her hunting.
Not a day goes by that Mike Francis doesn't look to the sky and think of his wife of 44 years.
I see her, no question about it.
Some of their best moments were spent up there. Mike piloting their plane, Debbie as co-pilot.
She'd say, let's go fly. She flew in the right seat with me for, over 1,000 hours over the years.
With a career as a nurse and caring for their 3 kids, Debbie was on the ground a little more than Mike back in those days. But eventually, she too got her aviation license.
Honey, that was amazing. Congrats.
So she was like biting at the bit. She'd say, hey, get out of the airplane. Let me do this, because I've been watching you do this for 44 years. Getting your license is not a walk in the park. I mean, you're flying in an airplane, takes precision.
Their plan was to take to the sky as much as possible in their retirement, seeing the country and dropping in on grandkids together. But that wasn't in the stars for Debbie. Just 2 months after retiring from ProMedica, in March of 2022, Debbie was diagnosed with the very aggressive triple-negative breast cancer.
She got kind of defiant about it. She said, I'm taking my sister and we're going on a cruise. And this is like right at her diagnosis. And I'm going, whoa, you're not going anywhere. She says, yeah, I am.
Debbie returned to tests, MRIs, chemo, and radiation. That year, Team Debbie held the Race for the Cure at their beloved airport.
The owner of the airport was gracious and said, hey, do your Komen walk at the airport. So we emptied out an airplane hangar and we set up tables and chairs and food and we did our Race for the Cure up and down the runway.
3 months later, at Christmas, it became clear to Mike and the kids that Debbie would not get better.
Shortness of breath, super fatigued. She would try to walk across the room, would wipe her out.
But her death, just weeks later, came as a shock.
If I showed you the text on the day that she passed, on January 12th, it was, hey, bring me 3 extra pairs of PJs, the one with the palm trees and the little doggies on them. I don't know how much longer I'll be in here. That was at 6:30 on the 12th.
Her lungs declined that day, and Debbie could no longer breathe.
She ended up dying at 4 o'clock that afternoon.
The way Debbie left the earth that day was the way she lived, with Mike by her side, guiding their way.
What should I do? I said, I think you should go be with God. That's what I said. Then she pointed at her port.
Wow.
And they came right over and they administered, a syringe of morphine into her. And she closed her eyes and I took the cannula off of her face and she looked beautiful. And within about a minute, took her last breath.
Once again, it was time for Debbie to soar on her own.
It kind of reminds me of how you guys were co-pilots together.
Yeah,
that's
a good point.
You're guiding the plane, she's sitting next to you for 44 years, and when it's time for her to make this life-altering decision, she wants to know what her co-pilot thinks.
Wow. I like that. It's nice.
Debbie's legacy lives on. Mike visits her nearly every day at the cemetery. When the chimes sound, she is there. Mike ran the Race for the Cure last year in Debbie's pink wig, and they both empower women with a love for flying in her name with a foundation and scholarship, the Debbie Francis Memorial Aviation Foundation.
She would be thrilled because that was her mission. Her mission was to get more women flying.
Hello! Wow! I made it!
I guess you did.
And now, the Race for the Cure is in memory of his co-pilot.
She's saying, I can't believe you're doing all this in my honor. Number one, I'm mad at you over that because I'm not as great as you're making me look. And I would say to her, you're way wrong. You are that great. You're so great, you didn't even realize it. And I get the opportunity now to bring your greatness out to the world.
What's your name, ma'am?
Just an amazing look back at the life of Debbie Francis, and we are so excited now to be joined by her husband Mike and their daughter Casey. Thank you guys for being here. Kaylee, it's just been amazing to hear that story and just how they're here today in memory of Debbie.
Yeah, we know Mike was telling us, he felt Debbie there. Obviously, we know she's here with him in the picture, in the wing. But what was it like running the 5K today and just feeling her? We know both of you said that you did.
Well, I got to tell you, it was amazing because, having her here was really special. Having mini me, Casey, Debbie right here. She is so much like her mother, and we actually stopped at one of the intersections and we danced, and we just had a ball together. So, but we knew she was there watching, and I'm doing this not only for her. I'm doing this for all the women that have lost their lives, all the survivors that have cheered each other on, that are continuing to fight, and I'm doing it for Komen. Raising money for Komen is probably one of the best things I've done, and this is my first year doing it. We have a foundation for Debbie, for the scholarship, for the Aviation Foundation, but switching gears and raising money for cancer, this is where I belong.
And Casey, has it brought you strength to see all these other families out here and other survivors too in memory of your mom?
Oh, absolutely, because my mom would be out here absolutely just so thrilled for these women who have fought and won their battle and who are out here advocating for other women, because as we saw, she's such an advocate for women in aviation. She was an advocate for women in breast cancer too, so I'm just so happy to be out here and represent that spirit for her.
And she was here originally, she participated in the Race for the Cure because of another family member, right?
That's right, my great-grandmother, our Grandma Nana, we called her. She had breast cancer and survived, and so we were always running for her, and my mother-in-law is also a breast cancer survivor ×2, so we're out here for her too. Yeah.
What would Debbie say if she were here seeing all of these people today?
I wish I could be here to run with you, is what she would say, because she just loved this. Every year I would watch her on the phone raising money for her team, Team Debbie, and she would just be loving to be here with all of us. And we know she's here in spirit, but she would have loved to have been on the pavement with us.
And she wore that wig too, which is what you're wearing today.
She wore this wig every year, and I will continue to don this wig no matter how bad I look in it. I don't care. This is part of her DNA now on me.
Well, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you telling Debbie's story and being here, and this year's top fundraiser.
Congratulations for that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we'll be right back with our live coverage here.
We are a voice for the voiceless, asking questions, getting results,
They didn't do anything until y'all got stepped in.
holding the powerful accountable. WTOL 11 investigates.
Bernie Moreno is getting harsh backlash tonight because of comments he made about women who support reproductive rights.
Sadly, by the way, there's a lot of suburban women. A lot of suburban women that are like, listen, abortion's it. If I can't have an abortion in this country whenever I want, I will vote for anybody else. Okay, a little crazy, by the way, but especially for women that are like past 50, I'm thinking to myself, it's an issue for you.
I'm sure Brown and I approve this message.
You've finished your undergraduate studies. Take the next step and define your future at Defiance College. Earn your MBA or Master of Arts in Education degree. Plus, we offer school principal and superintendent licensure programs. 100% online. No GMAT or GRE required. No application fees. Accelerated 8-week semesters and affordable tuition. Nationally recognized for hands-on service and experience. Define your future with graduate studies at Defiance College.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Garage doors, that's all we do.
Here at Precision, garage doors are all we do.
I fix garage doors.
We do nothing but garage doors. That's all we do.
Garage doors are all we do.
We're here when you need us.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Stand by. I'll start. Welcome back. We have live team coverage on WTOL 11 once again of this 31st edition of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. I'm Jeff Smith along with Kaylee, Marin, Ted. We wanted to kind of set the stage for this last few minutes we get to spend with you of what has been a moving day once again. We've got Kaylee Bowers, Dan Cummins, Megan Hartnett, but we're going to check in right now with Kaylee Bowers first and foremost. Kaylee, take it away.
Jeff, good morning. Yes, right now we are live here at the corner of North Summit, Washington. So many wonderful people out here this morning. We had the walkers coming in, all the cheerleaders, so many different schools out here supporting the survivors, supporting the families, and this has been a wonderful day. Weather-wise also hasn't been terrible as well. We'll be seeing the mostly cloudy skies, not only for this morning, but for the rest of the day as well. And like we mentioned, we have live team coverage across the area. Let's check in with Megan Hartnett. Megan?
Kaylee, you know, one of the big things today has been community and support, and that's what we got here. We have 14 people supporting Karen, who's a survivor. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Thank you.
It's been a great day. We're going to get a check in with Dan now and see what he's up to.
What struck me today was with the walkers, just randomly talking to walkers, and just two people I talked to. One was carrying a photograph of her daughter who died from breast cancer, and another woman who has family going through cancer. So everybody here has a story. What a great day it's been. Tim, Kaylee?
All right, Dan, thanks so much. We are right here at the finish line. Lots of people coming through.
Right.
We want to give a shout out real quick to Marla, 8-year survivor of cancer.
There are so many great stories this morning. I got chills earlier when the Survivor Walk was about to start, and now just seeing people come through at the end, what a moment. What a day.
What a great race it's been, too. Let's check in with Jeff and Kaylee.
Hey, thanks, guys. We are wrapping up another successful Susan G. Komen race. We appreciate you joining us here for this coverage, and we will see you back here next year.
What matters most to me is what the future will look like for my daughters and granddaughters. But what matters most to Derek Marin is banning abortion, not lowering costs, not creating jobs, just overturning the will of Ohio voters. Marin led the effort for a total abortion ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or even when the life of the mother is at risk. It matters we keep Marin out of Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your garage flooring again. A unique blend of natural stone and our specially formulated epoxy, expertly installed over existing concrete. Nature Stone is a beautiful, permanent garage flooring solution. Only Nature Stone corrects ugly, cracked, uneven concrete. And only Nature Stone eliminates slippery puddles and standing water. Act now to get garage floor pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Everything's better with my new dental implants.
Now that I have these, I can smile much better.
I love my new teeth. They make me feel so much younger.
My dental implants not only make me look better, but they make me feel confident again.
My children love the fact that I've got my life back.
Feels wonderful.
Baby, just remember, Dr. Frankel wants to see your smile.
Just how much has Washington changed Sherrod Brown? When he wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits like free health care, Social Security, COVID relief checks, paid for by you. That's not voting for Ohio. Sherrod Brown is way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Here at Precision, garage doors are all we do. Reviews are big on us. We're at that 4.9 right now, always trying to get to that 5 stars. So we make sure that we interact with the customer. We give them that 5-star service. It's very important to the company.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
I'm a club volleyball player and I'm pretty good at it. But when my feet hurt, it feels like both my sides are just like coming up and they're just ripping the middle of it. I told my mom and she took me into Good Feet and now it's way better.
See for yourself at the Good Feet store.
I've been a proud union member for 37 years who once supported Democrats. But we're losing jobs left and right, and all I hear from them are attacks instead of solutions. This cannot continue. It's time for new ideas.
I'm Derek Marin. We need high-paying jobs with good benefits. And I'll fight for hardworking families. I'll lower taxes and protect American jobs. I'm Derek Marin. I approve this message, and I'll fight for Northwest Ohio workers.
Your Time at 10 sponsored by Gallon, Tackus & Boisoneau, your injury lawyers.
I'm Robert Costa in Washington. And this week on Face the Nation, Israel assassinates the head of Hezbollah, potentially expanding the war in the Middle East as the candidates start to feel the heat of yet another global crisis. Israel's strike on the Iranian-backed terrorist group has put more fuel on the fire in the Middle East. As we approach 1 year since the Hamas attack on Israel, what is the impact of this new front? With 5 weeks till Election Day, national security and U.S. foreign policy are increasingly part of the conversation on the campaign trail.
Smart American diplomacy is what keeps the peace. We're not going to have it with Kamala Harris.
We'll speak with Trump ally Senator Tom Cotton and former Trump National Security Advisor Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster. Plus, we'll hear from retired U.S. Army General Stanley McChrystal about why he's supporting Vice President Harris. Maryland Republican Senate candidate Larry Hogan will also join us as we preview Tuesday's CBS News vice presidential debate. Plus, we'll get the latest on the flooding and devastation following Hurricane Helene, the monster storm that swept through the South, from FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. It's all just ahead on Face the Nation. Good morning. I'm Robert Costa. Margaret is preparing for Tuesday's vice presidential debate. That could be the last time this season that national candidates face off in person. And with just over a month until Election Day, the spotlight is now on how the next administration will deal with challenges across the board. Coming up, we will look at the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. But we begin with mounting fears of an all-out war in the Middle East. Our Imtiaz Tayeb reports from Lebanon.
In this just-released Hezbollah video, the apparent burial shroud of Hassan Nasrallah, inscribed in Arabic with the words, "He was martyred on the way to Jerusalem." As grief gripped supporters of the assassinated Hezbollah leader following the confirmation of his death. Many wept as they stood amid the jagged concrete and twisted metal left by massive bunker-busting bombs used to target the towering figure, who is seemingly invincible. But Nasrallah, who had been in hiding for years, was ultimately no match for Israel's military might or its breathtaking intelligence capabilities after Israeli forces found and assassinated him at a time of sky-high tensions. On the streets of the Iranian capital, Tehran, more sorrow. Hezbollah has long been backed by Iran. And Nasrallah's killing is also a major blow to his key ally, the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. But for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who approved the strike that killed him, a major victory. Citizens of Israel, these are great days, he said. We are at what appears to be a historic turning point. That turning point hangs on how Hezbollah will now respond. But following the assassinations of Nasrallah and several of the group's top commanders, its leadership has been decapitated and its fighting forces in disarray.
When the enemy kills the leadership or captures it or decapitates it, the movement comes back stronger and more militant and therefore more of a threat. So I think the Israeli people are not necessarily going to be safer or feel safer.
In the still smoking wreckage of the Beirut neighborhood where Nasrallah was killed, the scale of Israel's actions here and the fear of what it could trigger saw President Biden and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin both insist they were not warned of the attack in advance. The White House has long feared a major escalation between Israel and Hezbollah could trigger a regional war that would not only draw on Iran, but potentially the U.S., as Israel continues to devastate Gaza for nearly a year now. With Hezbollah still insisting it won't stop firing rockets at Israel until there is a ceasefire there.
And Imtiaz joins us now from Beirut. Imtiaz, has Israel delivered a fatal blow to Hezbollah with these strikes?
You know, Bob, I used to live here in Beirut and have been reporting on Lebanon and Hezbollah for years now. And Hassan Nasrallah, while loved by many and hated by some, almost all here strongly admired his fierce resistance to Israel. But his assassination in that massive Israeli strike is likely not a fatal blow to Hezbollah. Now, that's because Nasrallah didn't rule as an autocrat. And today, it appears Hashem Safieddine will emerge as his replacement. Now, Safieddine is a first cousin of Nasrallah and bears a striking resemblance to him. The 60-year-old led the group's executive council, and he is a staunch supporter of the Palestinian cause and is extremely close to Iran, signaling he may rule quite similarly to Nasrallah. Now, back in 2017, the U.S. also added Safieddine to the terrorist blacklist. Bob.
Imtiaz Tayeb, thank you. We are joined now by Senator Tom Cotton, an Arkansas Republican. He sits on the Senate Armed Services and Intelligence Committees. Good morning, Senator. We appreciate you being here. What's next, Senator Cotton? Do you believe there will be an expanded war between Israel and Iran on the horizon?
Well, Bob, I'm not sure that Israel's expanding the war so much as it is trying to end the war. I think it's important to stress just what a huge blow the last 2 weeks have been against Hezbollah. Iran is behind all of these terror networks, but Hezbollah is its most potent weapon. Hezbollah has over 100,000 rockets and missiles and mortars aimed at Israel. Iran has used that threat to deter Israel for years, going back probably 20 years or so. And now that Israel has absolutely devastated the entire leadership structure of Hezbollah, whether it's at the attacks that came just late last week, killing not only Hassan Nasrallah and all the other leaders, or some of their other actions, or hitting their weapons depots and manufacturing sites in Syria, now is not the time for a ceasefire or to de-escalate as Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want. Hezbollah is on its knees. The United States should help Israel drive Hezbollah to the mat and choke it out and finish it off once and for all. That means for the first time in decades, Iran would be exposed on its flanks with no terror proxy capable of devastating Israel or our troops and our friends in the region. That's what we should do, not demand that we have a ceasefire, de-escalate at a time when Israel is trying to win. We should let Israel win.
Senator Cotton, when you say drive Hezbollah to the mat, would that mean a ground invasion of Lebanon by Israel, and would you support that kind of incursion? If
that's what Israel needs to do to eliminate the remnants of Hezbollah's leadership and its arsenal, then yes, of course. Again, Hezbollah had over 100,000 missiles and rockets and mortars. Now, a lot of those have probably already been destroyed. Israel needs to destroy all of them. A lot of Hezbollah's leadership has been destroyed as well. This guy that y'all just cited there, maybe he's the leader. I don't know who's in charge of Hezbollah. I'm not sure anyone else does either. It's probably someone who wasn't important enough to have a beeper or a walkie-talkie as recently as 2 weeks ago. But all of Hezbollah's leadership needs to be eliminated, just like all of its arsenal needs to be eliminated. Just like the United States needs to be much more forceful in attacking Iran's terror army in Yemen, where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have had our sailors resting like sitting ducks in the Red Sea for months. When we finish mopping up all of these terrorist proxies, that means Iran, once again, is totally exposed. It no longer can threaten Israel and the United States and our friends throughout the region. That's why we need to back Israel to the hilt and let Israel win, rather than continue to make these feckless demands for ceasefires and de-escalation that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been doing for a year now.
You sit on the Senate Intelligence Committee. Is there an alarm sounding in your ranks about any potential threats to Americans in the Middle East or to U.S. targets at this point?
Well, from the minute Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got to the White House, there's been threats to Americans. Iran and its proxies have attacked our troops over 100 times, and we've barely ever struck back. There's been continued attacks on us. Again, just like we should support Israel in striking back against these terrorists, we should be striking back harder again. But that's not Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's policy. From the very beginning, they've appeased and conciliated the Ayatollahs. Kamala Harris, for instance, opposed Donald Trump's strike that killed Iran's terrorist mastermind in 2020. Over the last 4 years, they've given away tens of billions of dollars in sanctions relief. They've looked the other way as Iran violates sanctions. They've continually put more pressure on Israel than they put on Iran's terrorist proxy. That's why Kamala Harris is the Ayatollah's hand-picked candidate, and why the Ayatollahs are hacking into Donald Trump's campaign and trying to kill him.
Turning to Ukraine. Former President Donald Trump, you're a big supporter of his. He met with President Zelensky in recent days in New York. He talked about a potential deal to end the war. What kind of deal would that be? How would it exactly look? You're close to Trump and this process.
Well, he hasn't been specific, and I think that's for a reason. One, he doesn't know what the world is going to look like in another 3 months when he takes office. He doesn't know how much more Joe Biden and Kamala Harris might screw things up. But here's what we do know. This never would have happened on Donald Trump's watch, because it didn't happen on Donald Trump's watch. Vladimir Putin has invaded Ukraine twice, both times with Joe Biden in the White House. First as Barack Obama's understudy, second with Kamala Harris in the White House with him. That came just a few months after the disastrous collapse in Afghanistan. Those things are not unrelated. When you project weakness, as Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have, and you suggest to your enemies that they can push you around and walk all over you, you get the kind of conflicts we see in Europe and that we see in Israel, and you get the chaos we see at our southern border. Bob, the administration, just acknowledged.
I know, but Ukraine for a second. Just pause on this for a second, Senator. Senator Vance, who's going to be at the vice presidential debate on Tuesday, hosted by CBS News, he's talked about on a recent podcast a demilitarized zone as a part of a potential peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. He said it could look like something like the current line of demarcation between Russia and Ukraine that becomes a demilitarized zone, heavily fortified so the Russians don't invade again. The details matter here. Would a demilitarized zone be something as part of a peace deal that you would be comfortable with as a Republican senator?
The details do matter, but Donald Trump has said he's not going to negotiate against himself or against Ukraine in advance. Once he takes office, that's the time to start hammering out the details in private, and to make sure that something like this can't happen again, which didn't happen when he was president after the first invasion of Ukraine. But again, I just want to say the chaos that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have unleashed across this world isn't limited to the other side of the world. It happens right here. The administration just acknowledged that they released more than 13,000 convicted murderers who illegally entered this country, more than 15,000 convicted sex offenders. That's 28,000 rapists and murderers who illegally entered our country, who Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have let roam our streets. That's the kind of chaos that they have unleashed for the last 4 years and that Donald Trump will put an end to.
You're confronting the Democrats here on this show. You're bringing up all of your different arguments. Former President Trump, even though there are just a few weeks left in the campaign, has so far said he does not want to participate in another debate with Vice President Harris. Is that a mistake? Do the American people deserve to hear more from former President Trump and the Vice President about their views?
Well, I think they deserve to hear a lot more from Kamala Harris because she's been lying to them for the last 3 months. If you look at her record, she's been trying to run away from it from the very moment she took the nomination from Joe Biden. She wants to ban gas-powered cars. She wants to give reparations based on race. She wants to ban fracking. She wants to take away private health insurance on the job. These are not positions that she took as a teenager in high school. These are positions she took as a 54-year-old woman running for president in her own right. That's the true Kamala Harris, a weak, dangerous San Francisco liberal. Kamala Harris is the one who owes the American people a lot more answers. Donald Trump can simply point at his record and say, for 4 years when I was president, we had peace, prosperity, a secure border, and we were respected around the world. That's what the American people remember. That's what they're going to get when they elect him again to the White House.
But should Trump debate again?
He's already debated twice.
Okay.
And JD is going to debate Tim, and he's going to do a great job telling his story and pointing out what a radical record Kamala Harris and Tim Walz have. The American people know what Donald Trump will do in office. Kamala Harris is still trying to fool them.
Senator Tom Cotton, Republican of Arkansas, thanks for being here on Face the Nation. We appreciate it, and we will be back in 1 minute. Stay with us.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interests. So how do your management fees work? We have a transparent fee structured so we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Only from SimpliSafe, 24/7 lifeguard protection. This exclusive technology allows SimpliSafe agents to help stop crime in real time.